Welcome back, everybody. Sive Morten is here with the ForexPeaceArmy.com. In today's video, we consider 2 points. First is briefly our weekly report, fundamental report in euro currency. And second, we explain why we think that coming week might be exceptional for euro currency for trading purposes, and show particular on the charts what could it mean for next step in euro currency, what particular patterns to watch for, and try as usual to prepare the trading plan. So speaking about our fundamental report, we're prepared weekly. As you know, you could see the link to report down below in the description. In 2 words speaking, we have taken a look at recent statistics of the retail sales of the CPI components, some other important news that have been released this week, and actually we explain in the report why, even with all the problems the European Union currently have, why the United States dollar has no advantages based on the background right now are forming in the United States. This relates to scandal around the Powell. This relates to recent initiatives of the Donald Trump with the tariffs, with the tax reform, with the big fat bill, with the current situation with the budget and the debt, and in particular speaking with the recent statistics that we've got. So, and there we explain why we think that in the current circumstances, we do not expect a sharp reversal on the United States dollar. That's what about the fundamental report. Speaking about technical application for trading on the coming week, the one thing that we definitely have to mention here, if you take a look at the weekly chart, let's just take off this harmonic swing. With this candle, last week we warned that that might be very important week, because here, as you can see, MACD line starts flooring, and if market will form the bullish grabber here, it could mean that upward action could start earlier without retracement down to the 1363. Here, some tricky moment exists, because if you take a look at the charts of the spot brokers, big spot brokers, FSCM, Wanda, Saxo Bank, and others, you will not find the grabber there. So by spot market, the grabber has not been formed. But if you take a look on the futures on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, you could see, this is September, which is a leading contract right now, you could see that grabber has been formed. And the grabber gives us 2 major things. First, minimum target will be the top, 1890, or I would say 119, because we know that the major OP on the monthly chart stands right around the corner. Second, grabber gives us invalidation points with the lows on the futures chart. This is around 116, but just count for the difference between the futures and spot market for the 35-40 pips. It means that on the euro currency, if even you will take a look at the chart, the lows will be, which is actually our invalidation point, 1556, 1550 roughly. So that's 2 major things that we have. Finally, just to close the topic of the weekly chart, if even we have some problems with the trading, this grabber is existent or not existent, lines of the MACD stand still close. And with the new week will start, market could form another grabber on the coming week. And why actually we think that this might be decisive? Because in the case of the grabber, the direction will change drastically. So if grabber starts working, euro currency start upward action immediately without any downside action. That's why this is so important. So it means that on the coming week, we have to be more careful to any bullish signs that we could get. Now, taking a look at the daily chart, I do not see something really special. The one thing that it would be probably make sense to mention is 1537 support, daily oversold, which might be important, but in the current circumstances, I would prefer to see clear bullish signs on intraday charts and valid grabber on the weekly, but not reaching of this level. Still, the combination of this level and the weekly grabber could be formed. For instance, if market will show some drop in the beginning of the week and close below the MACD on the weekly by the end of the week. In this case, we will get another grabber in place. But this is just some suggestions. In the current situation, I prefer to get the clear grabber on the weekly, and if even market will not touch the support area. On the daily chart, we do not have any real patterns or something. Everything stands mostly on lower time frames. First is on the 4 time frame chart. Take a look that since our discussion, euro currency has made some upper direction, as we suggested. It hasn't lasted so far. Later in the session, you can see reversal has happened, and market has formed a bearish reversal candle. It means that in the beginning of the week, we should not be too hurry up with the position taken and any decision on the entry. Some deep retracement might happen. How deep it might be is difficult to say, but the one thing that we do not want to see, the breakout of these lows, which is actually invalidation point of the grabber on the weekly chart. And mostly it agrees with the things that we talked about in the last week, when we said that market was not able to break it, we treated it as a bullish sign. So you remember all this stuff. So that what we have here on the 4 time frame chart. Now on a 15-minute chart, I have to use 15-minute charts right now instead of the hourly chart. We have a 618 support around 116 area, and probably I think that we could wait until market will reach this level and then see what will happen. Another reason why I think that this action might happen is just because if you take a look at the dollar index, don't forget that we have grabbers here. I mentioned it on Friday, if you remember. And grabbers are particularly great just because they suggest taking out of these lows, which means upper direction in the euro currency, and this indirectly support the idea of the weekly grabber on the euro. But don't forget that dollar index has unfilled gap here, which means some minor upper direction in the beginning of the week trying to close this gap, which simultaneously confirms our idea of the possible deeper retracement on the euro currency. That gives us the trading plan. We know almost everything. That's invalidation point. Target will be on the weekly chart is around 1850, the top on the weekly chart, if we speak about the weekly targets. We are not hurry up with the position taking, waiting at least for 116, and then just carefully start watching what is going on here, where we'll get any patterns, maybe some other patterns will be formed, we will see. But that's the trading plan for Monday. Probably that's all for now. Let's see for results of the Monday, and see you back on Tuesday.